there are like we are going to see the key patterns in React. So before continuing this one, last week, last in the last session, why we have like when we have to use memo, that is a question. So I will say I would say you can consider the big bow time and space. Whenever there is a the operation takes more time, then you can use the use memo. Or whenever you are you feel it is consuming more memory, at that time also you can use memo. So basically it is the use memo is used to enhance the performance of the app. So you can consider these two things whenever you want to implement the use memo hook. So apart from this, there are more. There are key patterns. We are going to see the key patterns in React. There are container and presentational components pattern, higher order components pattern, render props, custom hooks, compound components, and error boundaries. These are the my main key patterns in React. Let's see one by one. So container and presentational components. So what I'm going to do here is okay. I'm going to create a folder here. So I have a piece of JSON. So I'm going to mock a backend server so that you can what you can use on RESTful API services to access this JSON data. Here I have a two node inside this one, users and employees. So there is a one package called JSON server. So you can use. So once you use this one, this will emulate on a RESTful API server. I can show you here. I'm copying this one. So here, whatever you are saying, you can access this once you start this command in by default, this will take the port, but port also you can pause in the command in the command as an argument. So I have a users and there is an more endpoint is called employees. So this will act as a RESTful endpoint for me. So I'm just marking the backend here. Okay. Then sorry, I'm going to add a So you can see my VS Code and the browser emulator also in the same window, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Sundar.
Yes, Sundar.
Okay. Okay. We are going to fetch the user details that we mocked uh, before. So I'm going to create some components. So based on that code, I already created this code to render the component detail. So basically, like whatever the attribute we defined in the endpoint, I have created one interface to match those attributes, and also like I have created one component to like just display in the one table. Okay, I think I haven't put it wrong. Okay. So, so this component will like normally like inside the use effect. After mounting, we are calling on the API endpoint, and we are setting the data, and we are like iterating the data, and we are binding to the thing. So I'm adding the route. So once you like what like comp like okay, I will tell you. So once we clicking this one, because of the like the size and everything, it is not it is not rendered but rendered aligned properly. So we have like we using the we are calling on API, and we are getting the data, and we are binding here, binding in the UI. So if you look at the component structure here, the users component. This is the this is the responsible for getting the data, and storing the data inside the using the use state hook, and the rest of the thing. If you look at the thing, these are the view layer. So you can this is a pattern where yeah, this is a container component, and this is a whatever you are saying, this is a presentational component. You can still wrap this one. So what we have done, so this is the container component in which we have a logic to fetch the data and store the data inside the using the use state hook, and we are calling the presentation component. This will only know, it will only receive the properties that is needs to be rendered, and it don't have any logic. So this is one of the pattern. Normally, without knowing this pattern or not, we are generally using this pattern across the React applications. So this is again why we are this pattern is useful for separation of concern, and normally uh, we are using this pattern in React. So for any questions?
Actually, why it's that John Doe and dates are duplicated here?
No, no. This is whatever I have entered here, right? Jane
Okay.
Doe. So if
Oh,
you
it is.
don't, like,
Okay, okay.
mm,
Oh, it's a duplicate entries.
yeah,
Okay.
something. So we can, okay. I'm using bigger monitor, so if I'm like, I, this is not, the live preview is not working properly, so give me a second. Okay, I will check in the browser.
Sure.
Otherwise I will share. Okay, I can share the browser now. Mhm. It is not aligned properly. Okay. Hmm. So it is rendered here. I'm also not able to read this one. So now it is updated something like this. So
Okay.
okay. So this is nothing like whatever I have added in the JSON entry that is coming here. So this is just to like mimic the API backend API.
Okay.
Deepan.
Okay. So you're going to, you explained about only that presentation and the container component, right?
Container component, yes.
Okay. This is one of the pattern.
This is one of the patterns. So without knowing this one, we normally use this pattern in React, but this is the pattern mainly like used pattern and one of the mainly used. So if you look at the thing, um, well, this is again like we can rename to.
I think we can make this as a separate hook actually, custom hook, and we can use it whichever it needs actually, wherever
That
it
is what
needs.
that is
Yeah,
one of the pattern we are going to see
yeah,
next time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And so you have taken a class about the hooks and all already.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so while you talked about the memo, right?
Yes.
Use memo. So
Yeah.
actually, use memo. The main use case is about caching that results end results of the calculation. That is the main thing, right?
Yes.
So
That
it
is the
will
main
not.
thing.
Yeah,
Memo
yeah,
memo means like it is memoizing something. Yeah.
memorizing the something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So callback means it's memorizing that function itself. So it will recatch only that dependencies is getting changed.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So similarly for same for memo as well.
Yeah, use
So
memo is also same. So when we have to like implement the use memo, that is
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like you
Correct.
can use you can consider the time if it is a time consuming operation or it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a memory consuming operation. So that you
Correct,
can put
correct,
the logic inside your use memo hook.
correct, correct. So yeah. For iteration also we can use for the same kind of iterations
Yeah,
and
if it
same
is a
yeah.
long running process, right, then you can
Yeah,
use it.
yeah, correct. Okay.
So
And
yeah.
similarly, in the under the use effect, right, we can use async of it, try catch if we have to use, and make that we have a asynchronous function,
Hmm.
and inside the try and use the fetch logic inside that try,
Hmm.
and then we can make set the loading false on finally. Cache will load the errors
Yeah,
and all.
yeah.
Yeah,
You can append here. Like
yeah, yeah,
this is like example only. Like for
yeah, correct, correct.
example,
Yeah. Just
you can use catch error.
error. We
Okay.
can set the errors as
Yeah,
well actually.
error, and you can assign the because like we are going to see multiple patterns.
Correct, correct. Got
Each
it, got it.
pattern in each pattern. For example, error boundary is one of the pattern. So
Correct, correct.
so like you said, right?
Set errors, error, set
Yeah.
errors, something.
So
And we can make finally as that we can load as a false. Set loading. Yeah. error message dot message.
So instead of doing this one, like you can still validate, or you can pass the error here, or error also here.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
So you can validate this one,
You can pause
or
it.
like you cannot use async await. Like, otherwise, you have to pass async here, or you
Ah,
can
that's why I said,
yeah, you can
try.
use async here.
We can make a function inside the use effect. Fetch data, const fetch
Yeah.
data equal to async
So,
of yeah.
so
Can set for if the response is not okay means can set
yeah,
up
you
the
can
error.
validate like status, or like you can put it in the try catch.
Yeah, try
Suppose if
catch.
suppose if it is any other network issue,
Correct.
so you can,
And finally would be the last one.
yeah,
After catch, you can put finally.
you don't need like it
We
is
can so if it is if you
if it
want to
is
make a yeah 1 second. If you want to make a loading false right on either case, if you want while fetching also we have the data
anyhow we
then
are going to use the set users here, right?
yeah.
So you can like set loading only here,
No,
like
even catch also error is also thrown. We have to set we have used 2 times loading
uh,
false right.
no, no,
Instead of that
by default we are storing true here.
we true by default we are setting true to here,
Mm.
but uh, we are making a single call on the finally on
Yeah,
the
yeah, you can
after catch.
update like
Yeah, to avoid the duplicate. Yeah, set
mm,
loading false. Yeah, that is the one. Okay, yeah,
uh, have updated the input.
correct. So that before that async right, we can make a const fetch data equal to async of. You can put it, and we can call that function under the inside the use effect. That will be
No,
good.
sorry.
No, no. Actually, it, so in async, right? In the
Mm,
async call is the right.
mm,
It's a self-invoking you put right. Instead
yes.
of that, you can make it a const. Okay, either way it's good only, but we can make it const fetch data or something equal to
No, that's
async.
what like if you are initializing here, or within the hook itself, or outside the hook.
If it's within the hook, const fetch data equal to okay,
Both are same
it
only.
both are same only.
Anyhow,
Yeah,
both are same
yeah, yeah.
only. Mm.
Correct.
Okay, so and then you have like you can validate here whether you have an error or not.
I think everything should be under the presentation component. I think so. Error and everything.
Yeah,
We can pass the we can
you
pass
can
the
pass the
errors.
error also.
Yeah,
Okay,
because it is we can separate all the logics on the container component and view should be have the presentation.
you can like you can add this one and you can pass here.
Yeah. You can call it error.error.message. Error.message.message. It will throw error message.
Sorry.
Error.message.message will throw the actual error.
But yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Like
On the
just
API
to
side,
like,
yeah, it
yeah,
will.
API side you will get some star
Yeah,
trace or
correct.
anything, right? That is the reason I just to put
Okay, okay. Got it,
something
got it.
something like this. Okay.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Uh,
Sounds
so this is like to mark this one. We can open this one and we can test. Okay. And I okay. So yeah, I can share my like sorry. Okay. Here you can see like it is a like a blurry thing, right? Sorry, something went wrong here inside this one. How can I like if I'm yeah here you're able to see this screen, right? This right side preview panel.
yes, yes.
Okay. So this is for error and
So initially, what you set up actually, it should be null actually.
yes,
Errors should be null,
yeah,
I think.
yeah. But
Used,
I have updated the endpoint as like which is not exist. So it
okay,
is went to error
okay,
catch block. That is why we are saying this one.
okay, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So it is now we can see like I cannot like share the VS Code with the browser thing. So it is I cannot. Okay.
Make it responsive and edit.
Sometimes it is loading. It is loading. Sometimes it is not displaying here. And again, if you if I do, yeah, it is loading. The only thing I cannot go back to the. Let me check whether I can update the thing. So this is one of the like pattern we are using in the like in React. So for any questions here in this one?
I'm good. Actually.
Okay. So next pattern we are going to see is like give me a second. So we are going to see the higher order component pattern. So what is a higher order component pattern? So whenever we have some logic and the logic needs to be like shared between the component, right? Then we can use the higher order component. So for example, the whatever the app we have built here, right? So I'm going to implement the same thing for the employees. So for that, I'm going to copy this one, paste this one. I'm going to update this. Okay. We have ID, name, and email only for the employee. So I'm going to remove this one. Okay. So I just copied the same thing because we have a same. If you look at the users, we have a same kind of structure for the employees also. So I copied and I have updated the some type definition and whatever we are not used. I'm just remove those attributes. And again, so here, okay. I think I have some. I have to update this one. So user index, still it is loading. I think my validation is I have to update this validation not equal to loading equal to true. Okay. So users. So this both are like using the same thing only. So why I'm still using the see the okay. Same logic, same error I have to update here. Okay. So what is the benefit of higher order component? The higher order component, like whatever the logic that can be shared across the the multiple component, again any components, right? Then we can use our own higher order component and we can put like we can update this. We can like put the logic here. So I'm going to create one higher order component now. So basically, it's like a simple function, and it can like perform some logic, and I can like whatever we can pass a component that will be like uh, we can pass a component whenever we are calling the component, whenever calling this function, that will like based on the component passed to the like a pass the UI will be get like updated. I can show you here. So we can copy the logic here. So now I have put data here. If I'm going to update the existing thing, like what we are passing here is users, right? So I'm going to rename to data. Okay. I'm going to rename this one the presentational component that we created here. Give me a second. This is something I am getting some type thing component. Okay, I think this is there. Okay, okay. So I'm clicking this one. So both are same only. Like we are what we are going to see here in the users as well as HOC users, we are going to see the same results only. Only thing the implementation, how we are implemented. So if you look at the, I can copy this same thing.
Mhm.
Hello. So so both the previous presentational and container component, how it is working the same way, like it is working for the HOC component also. Only thing, whatever we like in the presentation, if you look at the earlier implementation, this logic, right? We are almost this logic is like we are implementing in the employee container as well as in the user container, but we are extracting this logic and put it in the HOC, and we are like reusing in the this logic in the for the two components. This is the advantage. Mainly, this is kind of this is the main advantage of using the higher order component thing. So only again we are one level of abstraction. Like we are abstracting, adding, implementing certain logic that can be reused across the across the components. So we are put it in the higher order component, and we are reusing this logic. Any questions in this pattern? So ignore about the what we have implemented, because we used only small example, small use case only. So it is kind of like fetching the data and thing. So but whenever you are implementing, you see this is the logic. It can be used in used by the multiple components or different components. So you can separate this put it in a one component, higher order component. You can reuse this one. You can use, but for this one, right? Instead of using this one, I prefer to use a custom hook only. So because it will give you uh, much cleaner cleaner and easy to understand as far as if you ask me whether I will go with the HOC or HOC or the custom hook, then I will go with the custom hook only. So we will see the remaining patterns in the next session. So if you have any question, you can ask now.
So the main example is for higher order components, we can use memo as a component. This is also a higher order component.
Hmm.
we can it can avoid re-rendering. So for to avoid re-rendering the entire
Hmm.
component,
Hmm.
so so we can use memo as a higher order component. It is
Hmm.
just wrap the existing component
Hmm.
under the memo. So
Hmm.
only the params get changed, or arguments get changed. Only it will be re-render. Otherwise, it will be
And that
uh,
is one of the like built-in implementation.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
in
yeah.
the
That's
last session, right? What we have seen is memo, how to use the memo. Memo like memo is
memo.
used to.
Yeah, memo or use memo. Memo also used.
Yeah, memo is also used. Memo is also
Yeah,
on higher order component, like you
yeah,
said.
yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Memo is also a higher order component. What it will
Mm.
do here is like it will compare the all the past arguments or the properties.
Yeah,
Normally we call it
yeah,
as the properties, like
yeah.
properties in the
Properties.
properties in React. It will check whether it is the props are changed or properties are
Changed.
changed or not,
Correct.
then only it will render, otherwise it won't render. So for example, when you are like having a ua, we are having a very small
Mm.
example, right? So when we have a larger section of ua, it will like you can avoid the you can avoid the uh, unnecessary re-renders.
Yeah, yeah. That is the main use of higher
Main
order
use case,
component.
yes.
Uh,
No, no, that is not the higher order component use case. Is like some logic needs to be like reused again and again. Like again, it will be shared thing. So memory is one of the
kind of higher order.
higher
Sorry, memo.
higher order component. That is inside that it will check the logic. For example, you don't have to write the custom logic whether you have to render your component or not. It will be encapsulated inside the memo component. That will that will does the functionality before
Correct.
decide the render. So this is the custom higher order component. So what it will does, like whatever like we are having some common logic. For example, the users details and employee details have some common logic. So we extract those logic and we have put it in this component, and the like we are passing this component, the runtime effect will not changed. Only thing, the logic will be like we are not duplicating this logic. For example, here in users and employees, we are having almost the same. Like this is fine. Like the presentation might be changed. Here we have a small, only small variation in the employees and users. But here, this logic, right? We are duplicated in the users as well as
Correct.
employees thing.
Yeah.
So we are like abstract, extracting this logic and we have put it in the higher order. This is one of the use case for the higher order
Correct.
component. Okay.
Got it.
Mm. So any questions? So we have uh, as, uh, we are going to see the rest of the these are the main key patterns, key patterns. These are the patterns whenever we are writing the component logic and presentation, view layer. So these are the main logic we are using in the reactor. So that's why like we have a separate session for this one. And still we are in the next session how we can extract this logic and put it in the custom hook. So we will see that in next session.
Thank you, Sundar.
Yeah, so if you have any question, you can ask me now. Otherwise, we can wrap it now.
Hi Sundar.
Hi.
I had one small doubt.
Yeah.
For this React, what state management do you use? Like Redux or Mobex?
Now we are using only we are
Mm,
saying the whatever the state management offered
yes, yes.
by the React only. So
Okay,
preferably Redux toolkit you can use.
okay,
So we will see in our in the next session
okay.
after
Thank you.
the key patterns, right? These patterns. Once we complete these patterns, then we can see the next how we can use the Redux toolkit is the next version of Redux. So we are
Mm,
going to see how we can use and when we can use.
okay,
Uh,
thank you.
okay, thank you all. So we will see in next week.
Thank you, team.